Robles shines brightest in Arizona Fall League. Scottsdale, Arizona, Washington Nationals outfielder Victor Robles validated his status as one of the game's top prospects Saturday night, winning MVP honors at the Arizona Fall League's All-Star Game. Robles had a walk, a stolen base, an RBI single and 2 runs scored as the East defeated the West 4-2 at the Fall Stars game. Box score: East 4, West 2. Robles, 20, and Atlanta Braves outfielder Ronald Acuna, 19, have been the headliners throughout the AFL season. Both led off and played center field for their respective teams in the Prospect Showcase. Acuna singled to start the game, but was cut down trying to steal second base. Otherwise, the USA Today Minor League Player of the Year had an uneventful evening with a pair of strikeouts and a couple awkward swings. Robles, meanwhile, helped get the East out to an early lead in the bottom of the first, when he led off with a single, stole second and came around to score on a groundout by Orioles third baseman Ryan Mountcastle. Robles then keyed the winning 3-run rally in the 8th by driving in a run and coming around to score on a single by Oakland A's third baseman Sheldon Neuse. And fittingly, he recorded the final out of the game by flagging a line drive to center off the bat of Kansas City Royals shortstop Nicky Lopez. "I'm coming out here and trying to do my best so that the Nationals take a look at me," Robles said through a translator. "I'm working hard, and it's paying off." Fantasy owners should be prepared to see Robles in a Nationals uniform next season. He offers both speed and power and is good enough defensively to handle center field. After playing 13 games with the Nats in September, Robles could be a permanent member of the team on opening day. Prospect notes: while Robles and Acuna are clearly the best of a fairly thin group of AFL prospects this year, there were a few other notable performances in the Fall Stars game. Says Luis Ariz, San Diego Padres. He makes excellent contact, but in 4 minor league seasons the 20-year-old hasn't shown much pop. He has a .310, .396, .391 slash line with more walks than strikeouts, which makes him perhaps the most unlikely player to hit the Fall Stars game's only home run. Yet that's what happened. Urias turned around a 96-mile-per-hour fastball from Cubs right-hander Adbert Alzolay to give the West a 2-1 lead. He also flashes some impressive leather in the field, making a diving stop up the middle to start a double play in the bottom of the 4th. SP Justice Sheffield New York Yankees. The lefty started for the East squad and gave up a run in 2 innings, but his velocity and his smooth, repeatable delivery stood out. Sheffield finished at Class AA Trenton last season, so he'll likely start 2018 at Class AAA. He's not far away. C3B Francisco Mejia, Cleveland Indians. Mejia had a 50-game hit streak in the minors 2 years ago, so his bat isn't an issue. But will he stick at catcher? The Indians have Yan Gomez and Roberto Perez under contract for the next several years, so Mejia is playing third base for the first time in his career at the AFL. He got 14 plate appearances in September with the Indians, but will start the season at Class AAA. 3B Ryan Mountcastle, Baltimore Orioles. It takes some stones to play third base in an Orioles uniform with the number 13 on it, but Mountcastle looked pretty good doing it. He hit third in the East lineup, and his third inning double down the third baseline off a 99.6 miles-per-hour fastball from St. Louis Cardinals right-hander Sandy Alcantara was one of the better swings I saw all night. LHP Tanner Scott, Baltimore Orioles. The 2-inning stint from Scott may have been the best pitching performance in the Fall Stars game. The lefty allowed 1 hit and struck out 4. According to MLB.com's Jonathan Mayo, Scott hit 98 miles per hour with his fastball, but got all 4 Ks with his upper 80s slider. Of Kyle Tucker, Houston Astros. The rich get richer. Tucker walked and singled in his only 2 plate appearances. The 20-year-old hit 16 homers and 287 at-bats after being promoted to Class AA. He also was named to the U.S. team at the All-Star Futures game. SP Mitch Keller, Pittsburgh Pirates. The starting pitcher for the West team, Keller didn't look that great. He gave up a run on 2 walks and a hit in 2 innings of work. Even though he throws hard, he didn't have a whole lot of command, and he allowed 3 stolen bases. However, in his previous AFL start, he gave up just 1 hit in 5 shutout innings. After an impressive finish at Class AA, the jury is still out on whether the Pirates will able to develop him into a major league asset. Of Ronald Acuna, Atlanta Braves. Although it was the best of games for Acuna, his talent is undeniable. He'll go into the 2018 as my number 1 overall.